Hey, it's Julie Kaylin, your voice of happiness. And I'm here today with a happiness tip for you. And that happiness tip is to stop watching the news. Or if you cannot stop watching the news on TV 100%, at least dramatically, drastically reduce the amount of time that you spend watching the news on TV. Because think about it. When have you ever watched the news on TV and afterwards felt good or felt happy? The news stations make a choice to cover the bad news. They don't cover the good news in the world. And there is lots of good news, but watching the news on TV, you'd never even know that. The media and the news on TV focuses on negativity, on shootings, on violence, on fear, and pandemics like 24/7. This is what they focus on. And if you're lucky, maybe you'll get 1% of the time we'll focus on feel good stories or the latest baby animal at the zoo. And why don't they focus on this 99% of the time, and 1% of the time bring us the bad news in the world? I mean, we know bad things sometimes happen in this world. We all know that. But there's no reason why we shouldn't focus on all of the good things in the world. It's just because they make a decision oftentimes for for many different reasons. We won't get into all that, but profit probably being the number one, to focus on the fear-based things, and it just drags your energy down, and it's not productive. You really don't learn anything useful from watching the news. Very rarely learn anything that helps your life, and it could just lead to so much anxiety and so much depression and so much fear by watching the news on TV. Um, you know, and two, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Abraham Hicks, but if you're not yet familiar with Abraham Hicks, I would encourage you to look up some of her videos on YouTube. And one thing she says is that she's very much into the law of attraction, and she says if you focus on something, you're going to get more of it. So, we focus on the news so much on shootings. And what do you get every year? You get more shootings in the world because they're focusing on this violence. And it just keeps spiraling out of control oftentimes because there's just this focus on guns and gun violence, for instance. And the more people focus on that and bring their attention to that, the more violence they are going to see in the world. I bet if the media and the news didn't didn't focus at all on school shootings, for instance, when they unfortunately do happen, and our news was just focused on 99% of the time about all the lovely good things that people in the world did, that there would be less school shootings in the future, that there would be people would see examples of people doing nice things for each other all the time, and all of the many beautiful things that people do in the world to help each other out. But that isn't the focus, but it should be. So instead of watching the news on TV, I would encourage you, if you need to check on, if you're a newsaholic right now and you need to stay connected to what's going on in the world, you check it online even, or on an app. Just do a quick glance at it rather than like really immersing yourself in like an hour news program, and trying to find, like, Google, for instance, the most objective, um, unbiased media or news sources that you can too, because they're focused so much on politics, and the left's bashing the right all the time, and it's hard to find any station where the left doesn't bash the right, or vice versa. The right doesn't bash the left. It's definitely not unbiased, and it just brings your energy down so much. And instead of watching the news, you could be doing so much more productive things with your time, and things you could be creating your own news and create your own happy empire, create your own happiness in the world, create your own wellness, focus on your own wellness and happiness and health. And and making your own good news in this world rather than watching those news stations, which just unfortunately seem to focus a lot on all of the bad things in the world when there is so much good that can be broadcast in the world. So, yeah, definitely pretty much focus on anything else. Reading with your time, expanding your mind, creating great art in the world, creating great music, poetry, writing, painting, pretty much anything you'd want to start your own business. Take a course, an online course, for instance, to expand your horizons and learn new things rather than watching the news, which could bring you down and just often makes you feel bad. And I challenge you to try this for like a week and maybe write down now like how you're feeling after you watch the news, and then stop watching it for just a week. And then I would make a huge bet that you are going to feel so much happier and so much healthier by cutting those news stations out of your life and watching the news, or at least significantly reducing the amount of time that you spend watching on that. So, yeah, definitely. I would love to hear in the comments what you think about this. So, maybe comment how you're feeling now if you watch the news a lot, and then take my week challenge of not watching the news, and then comment again and tell me how you are feeling after that and what you think. And yeah, look forward to hearing all of your guys' thoughts on this, and hopefully it helps you. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to my YouTube channel, please do so. Again, it's youtube.com/Julie Kaylin. Please like, share, subscribe, and yeah, feel free to contact me anytime directly as well at julie@juliekaylin.com. Would love to hear from you guys. Also, if you haven't yet signed up for my free e-newsletter at signup.juliekaylin.com/newsletter. Please do so, because I send a newsletter filled with happiness and health tips and inspiring things and good news in there, things that will help you feel better and live a more fulfilling, healthier, happier life, and also bring you some great music in there as well, because that makes everyone feel so much better as well. So thank you so much for watching, and until the next video, I am wishing you much happiness and health and good news. All right.